Hello, my name is Daniel Parets. I started at FAU last January, and I'm actually aiming to finish this program at the end of this summer. I'm currently on the audit team on the governmental unit at Crow Horwath here in Miami, and I guess we'll start where it all started. When I was 3 years old, my grandfather grabbed me and put a baseball in my hand and told me that the baseball would teach me a lot of things in life. Although I had no idea what that meant at 3 years old, I just went along with it and I decided, hey, let's play baseball. I ended up playing baseball all the way through my first year of college. Usually, when students enter high school, they really have no idea what they want to do for the rest of their life, as did I. I had no clue what my life goals were. I really hadn't really thought about it until junior year, the summer right before junior year, when my father actually asked me if I wanted to come and work an internship at his bank, which is a local bank here in South Florida. I took the opportunity and I ran with it. I told myself, hey, I'm never going to know whether I want to do it or not want to do it if I don't experience it firsthand. So that summer, I got to go around all of the different departments of his bank and basically just help them perform their daily tasks. One of the most interesting things that happened during that summer was that I got to meet the external auditors that were there during interim. And I kind of just got to talk to them and ask them, just pick at their brains, see exactly what they did, what their jobs entailed, how their work-life balance was. And that's really what sparked my interest in not only the field of accounting, but public accounting. I liked that they told me that they got to go into different institutions and different corporations and basically just not only audit their financial statements, but learn their processes and kind of get to see what they do, what each different company does on a daily basis, which I thought was interesting because how else to become more well-rounded in that field than to experience it in many different ways, whether it was wrong or whether it was right. So after the internship, I continued my baseball career in high school, and I was actually looked at by a few schools and a few minor league teams as well. I was told that I would never make it in the minors because I didn't have the stature, because I was only 5'10", and they didn't see a high enough ceiling for me. That was junior year. Senior year came by, I got better, and I got stronger, I threw harder, and one of the same scouts came back to me, and he told me that although last year he said that I would never make it, the progress that he's seen in both velocity and in my build told him that there was still room for me to grow and that that's the key. I may have a chance to make it in the minor leagues. I talked to my parents and I really, really remembered my internship at my dad's bank, and I told them that I didn't really see myself playing baseball for the rest of my life and that I wanted to pursue a career in accounting. So they backed me, and my dad was full on behind me. And I decided to just start studying that the moment I got into FIU. For those 4 years, I worked on getting my degree, and I joined Beta Alpha Psi, which is probably the best decision that I've ever made in my life. Through Beta Alpha Psi, I was able to get an internship with PwC and Crow Horwath. The internship with PwC was a summer internship, and it was in Washington, D.C., which was pretty neat because I've always pictured myself maybe moving there in the future. And I got to kind of see what the life was in DC, what the culture was, and I honestly fell in love with it, and I will probably end up moving to DC sometime in the near future. I got an offer from PwC, but I still had that Crow internship in the midst, and I didn't want to close that door. I didn't want to tell them, okay, I know I accepted your offer, but I got an offer from PwC and I can't pass it up. So I asked PwC to put off my offer for another semester while I experienced my internship with Crow Horwath and see where that went. Surprisingly, they were completely fine with it. They didn't mind, and I went and worked with Crow Horwath. During my time at Crow Horwath, I honestly, as the weeks went by, I couldn't see myself working anywhere else. I loved the people, I loved the culture, I loved that the firm wasn't massive, but it wasn't very, very small either, and that you can basically, and that you can experience a lot of different things as a staff. Where I feel as in PwC, you were kind of limited in tasks as a staff. So after the internship with Crow, I got the offer and I had to make my tough decision. The decision between moving to DC and working for PwC or staying in Miami and working for Crow Horwath. I ultimately decided to stay here at Crow Horwath, which I love that decision right now. After making that decision, a group of the other interns that also accepted and I decided, hey, let's celebrate. Let's go to Europe for 2 months. When are we ever going to be able to do that again when we start full time? So we basically just grabbed a backpack and we're hopping on and off buses and trains throughout Europe for 64 days. And I honestly grew so much closer to all those interns, and it's helped now working with them for the first 5 months that I've been working full time at the firm. The most challenging part about working right now is that I'm also juggling my master's program here at FAU and my CPA, which I'm still studying for. I hope that throughout this semester I can knock at least one CPA exam or 2 CPA exams out of the way while working, but I know it will be tough because I'm currently in busy season in Crow's governmental team, and that's tough as it is.